Good Wednesday afternoon to you all out there, and welcome into a live afternoon edition of the Barking Brown Show. I'm Jacob. That's Casey Kinnaman, who's on location. I can't tell you where he is, or I'd have to kill you. We are brought to you, as always, by our friends over at SeatGeek, so please make sure you go check them out if you want to go to any live events. NBA season kicking off. Want to check out them Cavs. Very, very high hopes for them Cavs this year, so I know I'll be tuning in. So if you want to go to an event, go to SeatGeek, use our promo code Barking Browns, all one word, get $20 off that purchase. Shout out to our girl Sarah Elias for the updated and new Spiffy overlay here. She also made an awesome Spiffy overlay for the Barking Browns draft edition that you'll get to see on Saturday when we do a full first round mock draft at 10 a.m. So you're going to want to check that out. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up. Case, how we doing, big dog?
I'm doing fantastic on this Victory Wednesday, man. It's I can't tell you exactly where I'm at. I am below the Mason-Dixon line. It is sunny, and it's actually starting to feel like fall down here, man.
Yes. For us, fall, we're in the period of fall right now where during the day, quite often up here, and I'm in southeastern Ohio, we're in the part of the fall where you need the air conditioning during the day, but you need to also take a coat with you because I work 4:30 p.m. to 1 a.m. So I'll go to work with the air. When I drive to work, my air conditioning's on. When I drive home, my heat's on. we're in that period of time. But hey, guys, we appreciate you if you're tuning in live. We're going to be doing these 1 p.m. shows on Wednesdays live moving forward. I know it's kind of somewhat inconvenient for some people, but we're just trying to put some live out there because that's the request. And right now, because of my stupid schedule, this is about what we can give you guys. So we'll try to do some more of these. So we want to talk about that. We got some people hanging in, though. Bill's tuning in. Yeah, we did. Yep, we got that first round mock coming in. Somehow Jeff is awake. We're not sure. He's normally not awake at this time of day, so we're not sure how he's awake.
Proud of you, Jeff. I'm proud of you.
Can't wait for a win on Sunday so we can all act crazy again. Yes, yep. Oh, look at here. Our good friend Connie. Connie, I got your messages about the fantasy league. I just hadn't had time to respond to you yet. I just so you know, I did get those comments. So she had sent me some things on Twitter, and I was just scrambling this morning trying to get some stuff done. So we're going to talk about the kind of some of our takeaways here from their Browns blowout win over Miami. And it took me a long time to think blowout was one or two words. I still don't know if I did it right, but I went with one. But I know you've watched the All-22. I've had a chance to watch the All-22. It's been kind of a weird week because I've been listening to a bunch of true crime podcasts and not as many football podcasts. So I don't have as many different perspectives as I normally get by this time in the week. So I'm very excited kind of to hear some of yours because we've talked a little bit. But let's dive right into it, man. What's the biggest takeaway after you watch this win over Miami? It can be good, it can be bad, but just like the first thing that comes to mind from this game.
Never apologize for a win. You know, Miami team, but you yourself are a bad team. Don't apologize for it. Like that's my first takeaway.
I thought there was going to be more, so I paused it so I could drink my protein shake, and then
I go on, but you just want my first one. It's a victory, man, and a much needed victory. And you did to a bad team what you're supposed to do to a bad team, man. Especially when you're at home, the Browns put it on them, and it doesn't mean that your issues are solved or that everything's hunky dory. But it's a win, man. So did you make mistakes? Yes, but it is so much better learning from those mistakes after a victory than it is a loss.
And Jeff says Jacob learning about murder makes sense after watching the Browns offense. Yeah. Do you want to know the thing that stands out to me, and I wish I had bookmarked this tweet, but you yourself may know this actual number. I didn't notice this during the game, but Jim Schwartz ran almost exclusively zone coverage this week.
He only had 9 snaps of man.
I knew you were going to have that number. That's why I was like teed it up. I knew you would have it. And that to me was so crazy. I think it was you that sent it in the group chat or something. You said like Jim Schwartz finally found his curveball. He was finally able to execute it. And we had seen zone coverage be this Achilles heel. Like the zone coverage issue is why they lost to the Minnesota Vikings. That zone Denzel had a bad that on that final touchdown for the Vikings. Denzel Ward was bad in zone coverage, and I get it. Their scariest weapon is Jalen Waddle, who I think is a very good player, but that's about it. When you talk about the Miami Dolphins pass catchers, Devon Achane's. Let's give a little round of applause to Tyson Campbell for catching Devon Achane, because that's no easy feat, dog, and he did it.
I thought that shit was crap done. I thought that was, when he got to the sideline, because that kid has true. If he's even, he's leaving speed, and Campbell got him from behind. Like, shout out to Tyson Campbell too, man. I thought it was overblown. Everybody said he had a rough week one. It's like, man, he was guarding DK Metcalf. Yeah, like he was just getting exposed. Like, well, Aaron's picking on him. It's like, no, he's throwing it at DK Metcalf like he should be. Tyson just happened to be the one on DK Metcalf, man. And I'm happy that he's acclimated so quickly to this defense.
Yeah, he looks comfortable. Like, he does not look like a guy that's practiced what he got with the team. A week ago is when 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
But so he had a Thursday, Friday practice, and then like not even 2 full weeks of practice, like a week and a half of practice. And he does not look like it, right? Like, he looks like a dude that's incredibly comfortable in this scheme. And he's more of a press man corner, and he was playing awesome zone coverage. Like, I was like, oh my, it was really nice to see the Browns be able to pivot and just do some things differently, because they knew that zone coverage, they could exploit Tua in some of the weaknesses of Mike McDaniel's play calling and that Miami offense that's just not very good. But the thing is, there's a difference between understanding that you can do these things and actually executing it. And they went out and actually executed it, and they exploited it. Like, I just really wanted to give shout out to Jim Schwartz, because you and I and Bill, and we've, came at him a little bit for a lack of being able to make adjustments, for a lack of a curveball that he's been telling us he's developing for 2 years. And we finally actually saw it, or a change up, whatever the actual thing he called it was. It was one of those things. But yeah, I mean, you actually made adjustments and they worked out really, really well. So like that was the biggest takeaway for me initially.
And I hope this is something we see going forward when you're playing teams that like to spread you horizontally and run quick game, because we've seen that be the cover one man's Achilles heel. So, and that's exactly what Miami does. That's their whole thing, is spreading you out, running wide zone, and just running quick game. So that was a great time to pull the pitch out. We'll see if they continue that going forward against certain teams. Against certain teams, your cover one man is going to be just good enough. But there is going to be times you need to have that man in your back pocket. So to see them execute that I just want to acknowledge it, because we've asked Jim for years, like, come on, man, you got to have something else to go to when you're playing certain teams. So we finally saw it.
Yeah. Sorry, I was looking at this. Something on my other screen. I just really like this new overlay. It's bright and big, and like, I really addict. Side note, real quick, on our TikTok, which you can see right now in the middle up there, we will be live watching this Sunday's game. So obviously we're not going to stream the game, because we're not going to take the risk of getting copyright strike, but you can come hang out with us, and we'll try to sync the game, and then we'll just do what we do. We'll just sit here, we'll watch the game together, and we'll bullshit, and we'll yell and scream and do whatever we need to do. So I just wanted to throw that out there. So I could throw that out there, so that you know. But I continue to. So I made a TikTok with my reaction on Sunday about the young guys, and a lot of the defensive young guys that really stood out, and that being like a big thing for me is like, we'll get to the offense here in a second, because it's still incredibly flawed. And I will also say that like my opinion of this coaching staff has not really changed from this game because of who you played and the issues you still had. So I want to put that out there, but we'll talk about that in a second. But like Grant Delpit, man, Grant Delpit, he did it on special teams. He did it, on defense. That he knocked that ball out so textbook on special teams. Like, because you normally when the Browns will like get one of those where they'll like punch it out, it'll drop straight down and the guy will go right. The guy that fumbled it will fall right on it. There was no chance of that. That one fired out of there like a missile, and you're like, yeah, and it's like, yes, you do. You've got to get a TikTok account now. Sorry. He did, by the way, Grant Delpit did win AFC Special Teams Player of the Week. That was announced like an hour or so ago. So that's out there. Grant Delpit just looks really good. Mason Graham was a problem. He was a problem. Where's it at? Alex Wright was all over the place. Tackles for loss. Ronnie Hickman. Have you seen the mic'd up clip? Because I just saw it.
Yeah.
The Ronnie Hickman literally mic'd up. He's like, throw this to me, Tua, and then picked him off mere seconds later. Uh-oh. Did we lose Casey? We lost Casey. He'll come back. But yeah, Ronnie Hickman was he's like, throw it to me. Yeah. Old man Drizzt saying it at the same time that we are. Yeah, I loved that. The shout out Hickman for asking for an interception, and then he gets it 4 seconds later. It was so great. Ronnie Hickman was good. Schlesinger just continues to look like a grizzled veteran.
You got your phone on you?
I do.
What's your cash out now for Swess for Rookie of the Year? What does it move to?
Okay, so for everybody's so that everybody understands, I put $5 down on Carson Schlesinger at the beginning of the year to win Defensive Rookie of the Year.
And were the odds plus 3,000 at the time?
They were plus 3,000 at the time. And so as they've gone down, my cash out goes up because I put $5 down and I'll win like $150 because it was like plus 3,000 or something like that. My payout will be $150 My wager was $5. The cash out is now up to 18. So it's about every week goes up a couple of dollars. Because
he's super consistent, man. That dude is a tackle machine. I loved how he finished one of the tackles. He threw the running back down. It was like, he's a dude, man. He's point blank. He's a dude. He's going to be I don't know if he'll get the accolades this year. That's the other thing. When you said Grant Delpit, my first thought is, I just hope we win enough games that these guys get the accolades they deserve.
Yeah.
Because Grant Delpit's playing at an all-pro level, but he won't get all-pro if you're a 4-win team.
Yeah.
That's just the way that works. So I just hope they can win enough at least these guys can get what they deserve because they're playing out of their minds.
Yeah. I just continue to just be really excited, Aiden Huntington, about these UDFAs and these rookies, because rather or not this regime sticks around, there's a lot, questions still around that. There is a really nice young core on this team for whoever is leading this team as its coach and GM and all that stuff. However it turns out, there are plenty of reasons for optimism. And we'll go to, do you have anything else on the defense before we shift to the offense?
No. I mean, you touched on everything, man. I mean, as a whole, and the one thing I want to figure out about this defense is like, how do we get this shit to travel?
Oh yeah,
the home versus the road split is wild to me because they're such a dominant. They are dominant at home. Like, they have to figure that out. But is that realistic for them to figure it out if we're in year 3 of the system and it's still the thing? Like,
it doesn't make sense. Like I really don't understand it at all, because it is truly Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Like I watched a lot of football.
They're not bad on the road, but it's not horrendous on the road, but it's not the same team. It's not the same intensity. It's not this, you know what I mean? It's at home. It completely looks different, man.
Old man Drizzit says you got to go on another road trip to the New England game.
Sponsor me, man. I'll go. I'll figure it out.
If we can figure out these financials, we'll get there.
If we could give my private jet some gas, you know what I mean? That's
we moved to the offense. Yeah, what's up, World's Fastest Fat Man? We will be doing these shows at 1 p.m. live on Wednesdays. We're only going to go about 30 minutes today, so we're going to go to about 1:40. I was a little bit late. Are we taking bets on what I would chugging from my therm? Yeah, you can take. Yeah, if you guys want to say in the comments what you think I'm, what's in my.
I want to guess.
You know what's in there.
Bull semen.
Okay. It's not. You do know what's in there, but it's not bull semen. This show is not for children.
Oh, sorry.
Coming up, by the way, I still have to pay the bet of eating the sour candies. The super sour candies because I lost the 53-man roster. I just keep forgetting to order it until I'm broke and I don't have the money. I'm like, oh shit, I already blew it on Pokemon cards. So that's going to come on a live stream as well. And we're going to make some more bets and do some more live streams and stuff on TikTok and just do some goofy shit because I think we're just going to have some fun. We're dudes that like to talk ball and have fun, so we're going to do some more of that. Okay, let's move to the offensive side of the ball. Yes, that is exactly what it is. It was it was in fact my protein shake. I just got home from the gym, and right now Rise. I don't know if they sold out. I think Rise is the best protein in the business. It's amazing. They have Little Debbie pumpkin spice rolls flavored, and it is so fucking good. So fucking good. Anyway, you're just a hater. Anyway.
It's funny because I pumpkin today, but yeah.
It doesn't taste as much like pumpkin spice. It is mustache fuel, yeah. It's mustache fuel. Dude, this thing is, I gotta trim some of it a little bit because it gets in my mouth when I eat.
No.
In
the chat, you tell him he is not allowed to trim that mustache until the Browns lose. If the Browns lose, you can trim the mustache. If not, you got to keep it rolling for 2 weeks because we have a bye next week. Just know that.
Yeah, that would really suck. So, move to the offense where I say Quinshon Judkins is a dude, and I was right. I was right about Quinshon Judkins. I had him in as running back 3. Had him in like my top 25 overall in the class. I'd have to. I never heard a mustache called a womb broom. That's a new one for me.
Yeah.
So everybody talked all preseason, made these grand proclamations that they took the wrong running back based on wrong Ohio State running back based on preseason stuff. And of course, Quinshon's off the field. I understand if that's what you were the most mad about was the off the field situation with Judkins. I completely understood that. But, it was like, if you were just talking about play because Judkins wasn't playing versus versus Henderson. Henderson's just not getting a lot of run, which kind of sucks for him in this debate. But like he's not getting a lot of run. I said this on Sunday in our my post game TikTok reaction. What I said, what you got? Oh, you got
I got straw bango, baby.
Straw bango. I need to find the raspberry cream again because I can't find it. I said, I can only imagine what Quinshon's going to be able to do once he gets a good offensive line in front of him because the offensive line was dog trash. And if you take out his big touchdown run, he's lowered to like 2 yards per carry because there was some negative yardage carries and things like that. But dude, he is getting, if there is just a sliver, he's getting 3 yards. You know what I mean? Like he is a true workhorse, 25, 30 carry a day guy. They ran their offense through him on Sunday. which is what you specifically, and I echoed it, but it was you specifically who said you need to be running your offense through Quinshon Judkins because that's just the state of the roster. They did that, limited Dylan Gabriel's passing, and I know it was a bad weather, but they limited throwing the ball, and they ran the offense through Judkins. They were able to do some nice play action shots. Not necessarily, I'm not talking like they didn't have a 60-yard passing touchdown, but they had some really nice misdirections and some screen games. So there was some creativity, not enough of it, but there was some creativity that they were able to use with misdirection because they were sticking to the run and feeding Quinshon, and that was able to make things better for the passing game. But man, Quinshon Judkins, that's your future, man. That's your offensive workhorse. And we saw Sunday what they could do when the defense plays up to its ability and they run the offense through Quinshon Judkins.
So earlier when you said your opinion hasn't changed on the coaching staff at all, I do want to shout out that they haven't had a good game plan for bad weather.
Yes, he did.
Here's the problem. The problem is that should be your game plan every week. The weather has nothing to do with it. The bad weather forced him, and I said the number. I said, you Quinshon at least 25 carries, you'll get the dub. Because here's the deal, man. If the running game's not working at first, you can't go away from it. You don't have enough everywhere else to go away from Quinn, man. Because he showed you exactly what you said. Because there were several runs, man, where he's getting contacted behind the line. Just keep hammering the ball. He will break these runs. He'll get to the second level. If you get him to the second level, he puts people in a blender, man, because he's quick enough that he can juke you or he can run through your face. And you see it when he gets to the second level, he's a problem. So, I mean, he leads all NFL running backs in 30-yard runs already this year.
Yeah.
He missed 2 games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wild. That's got to be your game plan every week, and if it's not, it's malpractice. And unless something else takes off and your passing game truly becomes explosive, but I don't think we're going to see that anytime soon. So until further notice, that's your offense. Pretend like it's 60-mile-per-hour winds. Pretend like it's raining, because that's how this offense needs to survive and operate.
Yeah, it's clear that in World's Fastest I've been talking about, if that we were playing such a bad team, it probably would have been a heartbreaking loss again. Very well could have been. And that was something I said too. My first thing when I made this TikTok was I was like, I'm not naive. I know that was a bad team, a really bad team. I know that. But something else, and that's why I can't shift my opinion on this coaching staff is because I've seen more examples of bad shit, and there was still some bad shit in here. But I wanted to give some credit to the fact that Isaiah Bond, his snap counts went down.
Mm-hmm.
We saw some Larvidan, we saw some Corley, Thrash. I knew I was missing one. I couldn't figure out. I knew there was another one. But we're seeing them start to do the things we said. Hey, if these guys aren't getting the job done, put someone else out there. And for the first time, they kind of did some of that stuff. But is it still incredibly bland and vanilla?
Yes.
Yes. Now, I play devil's advocate. Is that because of the weather? Or is that because you feel like your quarterback can't do anything other than that? Or do you feel like it's personnel? I give you those excuses, but those are also excuses. You've got to work through it, because I watched that screen. It was to Corley, wasn't it? The backside.
Yeah. They run flood to the left with Sampson and Quinshon, which is get them on the field at the same time. We finally saw it. When they ran that flood to the left, the whole defense shifted, and you snuck Corley backside.
It was stuff we saw Kevin do in the early years of his tenure here that made us say he was a good coach. Why I'd always said it's a good coach. You've got to be creative. I've seen you do it, but it keeps being they'll be creative and then go away from it. It's you don't have the personnel to not be creative on offense. your scheme and coaching has to be the strongest part of your offense because that's the state of your offensive personnel. And it's been one of the weakest things about their offense. And they don't have the, the firepower to overcome that. Yeah, Larvadan did drop a pass. He did join that train. That sucked. But it's looking like you're trying. It's looking like you're experimenting. It's looking like your answers that you're finding some potential answers. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I don't think the Wildcat snaps would work against New England. Maybe not, but at least, yeah, good point from Jeff. His personnel should make him want to be more creative. Yeah, I agree with you. And I don't know if the Wildcats plays would work against New England, obviously, but like you were trying to do that stuff, and that's not what we saw before. So the offensive line still stinks. I think the tackles were okay in this game. The interior wasn't very good in run blocking, but the pass catchers are still a work in progress. The quarterback, it looks like I thought he would look better. I thought he would grow a little bit. I don't want to be super critical of him because of the weather.
It's 3 games too.
Yeah,
but you do see that progression. What we thought he would be a fast processor, and take what was there. We expected him to be risk adverse. He's a rookie quarterback, not to, and to his credit, he's had over 100 pass attempts and 0 interceptions. Now, some of those interceptions may have been dropped, okay? But either way, it's 100 pass attempts without interception. So got to give him a little credit there. But he's leaving meat on the bone. And this offense isn't talented enough to leave meat on the bone. You have to take the stuff that's there. So that's what we need to see going forward now. And because there are opportunities. There were times, I got to be honest, man, watching the tape when Flacco was there were opportunities. Like he was doing what he could do. There just wasn't. And in the last couple of weeks, we're seeing guys get open in the secondary. Like we're seeing on that third level, some things happen, and he's not taking the shots. So you can't afford, with his lack of talent on all the offensive side of the ball, to leave that kind of meat on the bone.
There was 2 or 3 potential big chunk play touchdowns that he just flat out did. I don't think he saw it. I don't.
Seeing it.
Yeah.
I didn't anticipate that being a problem for him, to be honest with you.
But that was one of his strengths for me when I scouted him coming out in the draft. That was one of the reasons I was really high on him, was like, he's a great processor. He sees the field really well. And I get it. The NFL is a whole different level. I just thought it would, like you said, we just kind of thought that would be something that we'd be praising. That was something we thought he was going to be good at. So we'll see. This is a really good, this New England team's playing really good football. Be interesting to see because Drake May is playing really well, but he is a second-year quarterback. That offensive line's still not great. It's a lot better. It's playing way better than it did last year. We'll see rookie and Will Campbell will go up against Myles Garrett. And I was kind of was in the Will Campbell as a guard category when it came. I was willing to let him fail outside. And I think Will Campbell's actually played pretty well at left tackle. So give him credit, but it's still a rookie left tackle facing Myles Garrett this weekend. So, we'll kind of see how that goes. Yeah, they got to take another step forward, but I just continue to have the same takeaways. I'm happy with the changes the offense put out there in terms of play calling. Although sometimes I think they got super vanilla in the second half, but it didn't really matter. The game was out of hand, but at the same time, it's don't screw around and let people back into the games. But you need to continue to build off of the creativity and the misdirection and the deception and all that good stuff. And I got to see you stack games because obviously you haven't done that yet.
Kevin's always been bad about play sequencing with the lead. Think back to 2020. There's been games where they were, kind of heavily up, and then teams would creep back in. That's always been kind of an Achilles heel. I could do want to harken on some of the things we were talking about the Wildcat. Do I think that would work against New England? No. But does New England now have to spend 15 minutes talking about it and going over it in practice? They sure as shit do. So it'll have an effect either way, whether they're running or not.
Chef Brian asking, hope the Wildcat leads to a Quinchon touchdown pass. I was waiting for it the second time when they busted it out after the Rayshawn Jenkins interception. And he almost lost the snap when it was a bad snap. I kind of thought it looked like he was going to set up to try to throw the ball, but he didn't. But I just kind of thought about it. Guys, we really, really appreciate you guys tuning in for this live edition. We're going to be live on about 30 to 40 minutes each week at 1 p.m. on Wednesdays. Casey will have Know Your Enemy. Will come out Friday. It's going to be pre-recorded, but he'll be around in the comments as they preview. He'll get a New England podcaster, a guy that covers the Patriots. So he'll be out with that on Friday. Me and Bill will do a full first round mock draft on Barking Brown Draft Edition Saturday live at 10 a.m. Check out our TikTok every day, at least 1 or 2 shorts every day, just for some. We do have more content, World's Fastest. If you go to our TikTok, we post at least 1, usually 2 shorts every day. There's only going to be 1 today, probably because I was dealing with some stuff yesterday or this morning, and I didn't get one out. But you join the Discord. I'll put the Discord link in the description below after the end of this live stream. We appreciate you guys so very, very much. We will see you guys again next time. As always, go Browns.
Go Browns.